What's up, YouTube? How's it going? It's Austin. It is July 11th today, and this is my 8 months and 1 week on T video. I did not make an 8 months on T video because my girlfriend and I were visiting her parents, and I just ended up not having time. So this is 8 months and 1 week. It's technically 8 months and like 4 or 5 days because I started on the 7th of November. So that makes it, what, the 39th week, something like that. I'll put it in the heading here because I forget what week it is. Anyways, updates on what's going on with T. I am noticing now big picture changes more than I'm noticing week to week changes. And so the thing that I've noticed recently is that my body, that I'm gaining mass. Yeah, so for instance, I walked into my gym on Tuesday, and my coach looked at me, and she hadn't seen me in like a week because I was gone visiting my girlfriend's parents. And she said, "Dude, you look jacked." And I was like, "Thank you, I think." I don't think I look jacked, but thank you. But just like my body I'm bulking up. And this is definitely something I've noticed since about the 6 month on T mark, which is about the time that I joined my CrossFit gym. So I know this is a combination of like CrossFit and my diet and the testosterone. Everything is kind of coming together to, I'm just getting bulkier. And what I've kind of figured out about this is, first of all, the places where I'm seeing bulk, my shoulders, my back, my legs are way more muscled than they were before. Like, my legs were pretty muscled, like my calf muscles and my thighs. I had a pretty good amount of muscle there before T because I would run and I would bike and that kind of stuff. But now, like, my calf muscles are getting to the point where I can't, like, roll up my jeans, and they're not even skinny jeans. They're, like, slim fit, but they're not skinny jeans. And it's like when I have to bike and I have to, like, roll up my pant legs so they don't get stuck in my spokes, my calves, they get stuck. My calves are too big. Can't be tamed. Anyways, so, yeah, so I'm definitely noticing in my legs, my shoulders, my back, and so this is what I've kind of figured out, as I've been experiencing this. First of all, because I am me, and because I, have struggled with, like, body image issues and things like that in the past, what I have been noticing is the, like, fat on my stomach. And at this point, I'm not sure if this is still fat redistribution, probably, because I think that still happens, 2 years or so into T where your fat's still redistributing. But I don't know if it's redistribution, if I'm actually gaining fat on my stomach from, like, maybe not eating the best things. I don't know, but that's what I've noticed is like, wow, my stomach is bigger than it used to be. But then, what other people notice, and what I notice when I stop and think about it, is the gains in my shoulders and in my legs, and sort of the rest of me that is not my stomach. So, here's what I figured out. When I was getting ready to go on T, what I kind of thought was going to happen with fat redistribution and muscle gains and stuff was that I would go from sort of the stereotypical female shape, which is sort of like hourglass or maybe kind of like pear-shaped, and that my hips would just sort of go like this. And so that would be what creates the sort of up and down, straight up and down male line that is sort of, stereotypical or desired, I guess, for guys, is that would be how I would get that shape, would be that my hips would just sort of go like this. Obviously, your bone structure doesn't change on T, so I don't mean like my bone structure, but I just mean like the fat on my hips and that kind of thing would kind of go like this, right? What actually happened, and is happening, is that instead of your body starting out like this and going like this, what is actually happening is the fat on your hips is changing, so that's going to go like this. But also, the rest of your body is going to go out. And that's what's going to create this up and down thing. So, I'm gaining a lot in my shoulders, I'm gaining in my legs, I'm gaining in my back and my butt. And that is sort of balancing out my hips. So I am becoming more straight up and down, but it's because other things are expanding as well as my hips sort of going like this. So, I'm sorry that was maybe a little bit confusing, but I just didn't expect that when I was going on T, and I don't think I ever read that or heard that anywhere, that like the rest of your body bulks out, and that is part of why you get that up and down look. So that's what I'm experiencing now. So yeah, that's the main thing I've noticed. The other thing, which I've said before, is that I'm just sweating from everywhere now. It used to be that I just sweat from like my armpits and like sort of normal sweating places. Now it's like literally everywhere. My legs, my arms, my chest, my back, everything is sweaty after I finish a workout. And actually, in a sort of like one of the guys kind of way, when I went to CrossFit the day before yesterday was the first day that I was doing lifts, and I started noticing that I was like literally dripping sweat onto the ground, which I've never done before, and I always see the other guys doing that, where they get done and there's just like sweat dripping down all over the place. So anyways, getting sweaty, yay, sort of. Yeah, so those are the only two major things that I've noticed, and again, as I said, sort of looking at things in the big picture sense, like what has changed since the 6-month mark, or since, you know, the 4-month mark or something like that, and that's what I'm really starting to notice. Other updates, emotional updates, in terms of how emotions are going. I went off my medication for my anxiety meds. I went off them. Over a period of 3 weeks, I weaned off of them. I was on them for 2 years, through grad school and through like my coming out as trans process, which I think was really good. I really needed to be on them at that point. I started on them in college. I went off them after college. I went on for grad school. So I've been sort of through this like off and on period, all under the supervision of my counselor. Don't just go on and off your meds, guys. Bad idea. But I spoke with her, and we decided that I'm at a good point right now. I can handle things. I don't need the meds in order to be myself. So I'm off them now, which is really cool, and I'm experiencing sort of how my emotions feel and how they feel different off of the medication and on T. And so far the thing that I've noticed is just that my emotions are much closer to the surface and more likely to sort of bubble up. Yeah, so that's something that I'm experiencing. So I'll let you know how that goes as it happens. So that's about it for updates on what's going on. With me, personally, and with my body. Updates on what's going on in the rest of life, which I want to give you guys too. Number one, I'm super busy. At least I feel super busy, and I have a lot of blog posts I want to write, I have a lot of videos I want to make, and I don't have time to do any of that. But, so here's the thing. I'm going next week to the ELCA Youth Gathering. The ELCA is the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, which is the Lutheran church that I am affiliated with. And so I'm going to their youth gathering with work next week, and it's going to be amazing. So if you are at the youth gathering, come say hi. I'm going to be at the Augsburg Fortress booth, because we sell curriculum for, curricula, actually, in plural, for Sunday schools and youth groups and that kind of thing. So if you see me there, say hi. So yes, I'm going to be there next week. The other thing that I'm going to say now, and I'm also going to say it in the Wednesday video, in the Trans and Christian video, is that after this Wednesday, so yeah, a couple days from now, after that Trans and Christian video, I'm going to be taking a month off of the Trans and Christian videos. I'm still going to be making these on the weekends, just because these don't require planning. These I can just be like, hey, talking to the camera. But with Trans and Christian videos, I put a lot of work into those. I do research, I read, I write the sort of script that I go off of, and then I make the videos and I edit them. So they take a lot of time. And so I'm going to be taking a month off of the Trans and Christian videos, starting back up 4 weeks from this Wednesday, because I'm going to spend that time getting blog posts written, getting more video ideas sort of like solidified and out there, and like writing for them, and also submitting things to other publications and yeah, I just have some things in the works, and I don't want to tell you all about them yet. But, so I'm going to be taking 4 weeks off, so you won't see me on Wednesdays. You will still see me on the weekends, just doing these videos. So, hope you're all doing well. This got a little long again, sorry. But I will see you on Wednesday, and then I'll see you again next weekend. Okay, guys, hope you're all doing well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.